Hi everyone. The title of my presentation is called The Status of Estrogen Receptors and Inflammatory Markers in Hepatitis C Virus-Related Liver Pathogenesis. So to begin with some background, we know that hepatitis C virus is a viral infection that can lead to damage of the liver. HCV is primarily spread through exposure to infected blood, which includes blood transfusion, injection drug use, or occupational exposure. HCV is the most common bloodborne infection in the U.S., affecting over 2 million people across the nation. Pathogenesis of HCV depends on the presence of chronic inflammation, which can develop into cirrhosis of the liver and which can further lead to hepatocellular carcinoma. Chronic HCV infection has worse disease outcome for males compared to females. There is a gap in the knowledge about the inflammatory process of HCV-related pathogenesis. And in the figure below, you can see that transitioning occurring between the healthy liver to the chronic HCV infection to the fibrosis cirrhosis stage to the hepatocellular carcinoma stage. And so taking into consideration all of this background, the goal of this study was to determine the mRNA expression of estrogen receptors and inflammatory markers in HCV-related cirrhosis and HCV-related HCC. So to continue talking about the materials and methods, we have access to de-identified discarded liver tissues obtained from an NIH-funded liver bank. Estrogen receptor ESR1 and ESR2, as well as pro-inflammatory TNF-alpha and anti-inflammatory IL-10 were looked upon. Their mRNA expression was analyzed using RT-qPCR. So to begin talking about our results, you can see in A that among ESR1, we can see mRNA expression was highest for HCC, however, levels did not reach significance. In B, you can see that HCC mRNA expression was lowest, but again, levels did not reach significance. However, in C, you can see that the pro-inflammatory TNF-alpha mRNA expression was highest for cirrhosis, as compared to D, where you can see that it was lowest for the anti-inflammatory IL-10 for cirrhosis. And again, levels did not reach statistical significance. So I'm going to begin talking about correlation. So in A, you can see that the ESR1 expression was found not to be correlated with the ESR2 expression in our HCV positive samples, and this can be due to sample size. However, I would like to note that a previous student in our lab, Sarah Gruber, showcased a positive correlation between ESR1 and ESR2 in males. And so I'm going to go on to discuss B. So although marginally significant, there is a negative correlation appearing between TNF-alpha and IL-10. And this seems fitting because, again, TNF-alpha is a pro-inflammatory cytokine, while IL-10 is an anti-inflammatory cytokine. So we went on to analyze the ratios. So you can see that when looking at the ratios in C, there was a decrease in ESR1 to ESR2 ratio for cirrhosis to HCC, but no significance. While you can see in D, there was a significant ratio in the TNF-alpha to IL-10 ratio, and there was increase in cirrhosis versus the normalized and cirrhosis versus HCC. And so I would like to highlight that the significantly increase of TNF-alpha IL-10 mRNA ratios were observed in HCV cirrhosis groups compared to normal, and HCC indicating that TNF-alpha may be an important player in driving the chronic inflammation, liver cirrhosis, and development to HCC. TNF-alpha IL-10 mRNA ratios may serve an important marker for prognosis in HCV cirrhosis. The observation of negative correlation appearing between TNF-alpha to IL-10 and HCV cirrhosis and HCC is of importance. Increasing the trend to ESR1 to ESR2 mRNA ratios were found in HCC compared to HCV and normal, but not significant. The association of estrogen receptors to inflammatory markers will be further investigated in detail. We will further confirm the role of estrogen and ESR regulation of TNF-alpha and an anti-inflammatory IL-10 driving the HCV-related pathogenesis, utilizing an in vitro H2H7 model. Our lab's future directions include expanding the number of samples. Knowing the status of ESR1, ESR2, TNF-alpha, and IL-10 and HCV pathogenesis is important because this will help in the development of novel therapeutics. This study was funded by Cancer Sucks, and I would like to acknowledge my wonderful mentor, Dr. Call, as well as my lab colleagues, Anna, Batul, Sarah, and then as well as Dr. Neil Call. Hope everyone has an amazing day. Thank you.